യൂറോപ്പിൽ വന്നിട്ട് അപ്പോൾ നല്ല മഴ കിട്ടിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ലിത്വാനിയയിലാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. നല്ല മഴയാണ് പുറത്ത്, ഒരു രക്ഷയില്ല. എല്ലാവരും പെട്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. കുറേ ആൾക്കാരൊന്നും കുടയൊന്നും കൈ പിടിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. ഞങ്ങളൊരു കുട കൈ പിടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അതുകൊണ്ട് രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടു. നല്ല ഇടിവെട്ടും കേട്ടോ, മഴ മാത്രമല്ല നല്ല ഇടിവെട്ടും ഉണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾ വന്നിട്ട് ഇങ്ങോട്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇത് 3ാമത്തെ ദിവസമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ലിത്വാനിയയിൽ വന്നപ്പോഴാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ മഴ പെയ്തത്. ഇതുവരെ നല്ല കാലാവസ്ഥയൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു. ഇവിടെയാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ മഴ ഉണ്ടായത്. നല്ല ഇടിവെട്ടും ഉണ്ട് കേട്ടോ, ഇടിവെട്ടും മഴയാണ്. പുറത്ത് ശക്തമായ മഴ പെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഞങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ ബസ്സിൽ കയറിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇനി ലിത്വാനിയയുടെ കാഴ്ചകളെക്കുറിച്ച് ഗൈഡ് വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് നമുക്കൊന്ന് കേട്ട് നോക്കാം.
Poland and Russia in the 9th century, Lithuania only that late. And this yellow building on the left hand side is the residence of the nuncius, or the representative of the Pope, and the statue to John Paul II is in the courtyard of it. In 1993, John Paul II visited the Baltic states, and in 2018 the current Pope Francis was in Lithuania too. The tus, which means rain, so it's absolutely clear you are in a rainy country. However, rain was not forecast for the whole day today. It will clear up and warm up to 26 degrees because it is the very end of the summer now. Yes, I'll tell you. Yeah. 600,000 people. In front, on top of the hill, you see one of the most recognizable architectural and historic monuments, which is called Gediminas Castle, because the Grand Duke Gediminas founded Vilnius in 1323, and as you understand, this or the commander of the Lithuanian army in the 1600s. They say he was a bad and cruel person, therefore he sold the pagan goddess of love Milda by name. He was hiding in it and so survived. The building on the right hand corner is the French embassy, and the Danish embassy is in this building on the left hand side. So far we don't have one area in Vilnius allocated for the diplomatic corps. Consulates and embassies are simply indifferent. Developed during the Soviet times. I hope you know that Lithuania, the so-called Lithuanian Soviet Socialist Republic, belonged to the USSR as one of the constituent republics of the Soviet Union from 1940 to 1990. At that time, industry was developing very Vilnius, but all around the country, and there was no possibility, if even a family could afford, to build a private one-family house, because it was considered as capitalism. But in the countryside, okay, people could do it. That red brick building was constructed long time ago during the Russian Tsar's rule, and Lithuania also belonged to the Russian Tsarist Empire since the end of the 1700s until the end of World War I in 1918. And this storages where weaponry was kept, and therefore a lot of streets have the names, as for instance the building. It's like what? Bank? No. No, it's not a hotel, too gloomy. It is the General Prosecutor's Office in the country. 7. In Vilnius, 2. But they are in the outskirts, not so centrally located as it used to be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are already on the right bank of the river Neris, and you will see a lot of newly constructed buildings used for not only for the apartments but also for offices, like that one straight ahead on the left side of the street called the Arteria, and its author is a very famous American architect, Daniel Libeskind, who also redesigned a very modern museum, the Museum of Modern Art in Vilnius. The ground hardened. Could it be?
No.
Certainly not. The ground remained exactly the same as it used to be before. But what our architects, our let's say builders, could tell then? Neither good quality construction materials nor modern technologies, absolutely nothing. That's why it was just their lame excuse. They were simply lying, saying that there was no possibility to the USSR, and then it was the Museum of Soviet Art, which is 326.5 meter tall tower, and the round concrete pod is 165 meters high. So the TV tower is really that we have reproclaimed it on the 11th of March in 1990, but the Soviet troops were still stationed all around the country, and the Communist Party certainly was banned immediately. Among the victims there was a 24-year-old girl, Loretta by name. She wasn't shot down, she was run over by the tank's caterpillars. Last minutes of her life were broadcast from one of the hospitals when she was looking straight into the surgeon's eyes, asked if she would be able to have babies in the future, and afterwards she passed away. Very good warrior, but also a hardy hunter. At that time, all our land was covered with dense forests. Nowadays, forests constitute only 1/3 of the whole territory. Vilnius, maybe you noticed, is also a very green city. We have 40% of parks and squares, and some parks are usually former forests, and one of them you will be able to see a little bit further on both sides of this street. The Grand Duke Gediminas then lived not in Vilnius but in his palace, which was by the end of 2009, and we had done it. Yes, that's why in 2004, Lithuania became a member of the European Union and a member of NATO. And start our walking tour. You see, the clouds are gray and heavy. Most probably it's going to rain during our walk, but we will not melt, I hope. All this living quarter on the right-hand side is called the Oslo, because the owner of it is a millionaire from Norway, and he decided to build the first was even called the northern or the Lithuanian Jerusalem, especially Vilnius, because here were 110 Jewish synagogues. in Vilnius only. But a synagogue should not be a special, very fancy, very posh building. It could be just one room where no less than 10 men were gathering for prayers. That's why this number seemed to be so high. Unfortunately, 94% of the whole Jewish population during World War II was annihilated by the Nazis, and now it consists of 3,000 people. National anthem, and that light building is the office of our Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers, the Parliament is the highest legislative body of the state power, and the Council of Ministers the highest executive body. A big shopping mall which is named after its address, Gediminas Avenue number 9. A very interesting museum, the Money Museum, by the way, free of charge, is right here on the right-hand corner on Thattil Street, and the former Central Post Office in this building, which now you see so many young people standing. It is the International School of Management. It is a private Norwegian school. Higher school, and this is the entrance to the Lithuanian Drama Theatre on the right. You see 3 ladies above the main entrance are such as comedy, drama, and tragedy, and this is the presidium of the Lithuanian Academy of Sciences. In front, the major Roman Catholic Church, the Cathedral Basilica. As you see it now, it dates from the 18th century and is in fact the 5th in turn reconstruction of the first very small Catholic temple built on the site of a former pagan church to the 6 Doric columns, the triangle pediment, and the 3 statues on the roof. On the left, it is Saint Stanislav, the patron saint of Poland. In the middle with the cross, it's Saint Helena, the patron saint of Russia, and our patron saint with the crown at his feet, Saint Casimir. And the driver will park in this place. I suppose it's not going to rain any longer, so from this place we will start our walking tour in the old town. Do you agree? Thank you.
അപ്പം ഞങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ നിൽക്കുന്നത് ലിത്വാനിയയിലെ ഒരു കത്തീഡ്രലിൻ്റെ മുൻപിലാണ്. വളരെ ഭംഗിയുള്ള ഒരു കത്തീഡ്രൽ തന്നെയാണ്, നല്ല രസമാണ് കാണാനായിട്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് കയറി. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലെ വീഡിയോകളൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഞാൻ കാണിക്കാം. ലിത്വാനിയയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ വന്ന സമയത്ത് നല്ല മഴയായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ. മഴയത്താണ് ഞങ്ങളിവിടെ വന്ന് ഇറങ്ങിയത്. അതിനുശേഷം ഇപ്പം മഴയൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് മാറിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, എന്നാലും നല്ല തണുപ്പുള്ളൊരു സമയമാണ്, നല്ല കാലാവസ്ഥയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഇനി ചർച്ചിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലുള്ള വീഡിയോസ് ഞാനിപ്പോൾ കാണിക്കാം.
with his numerous family lived namely there. Yeah. And the footprints, they symbolize the Baltic Way. Have you heard about such a most numerous human action which used to be organized in Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia on the 23rd of August in 1989? In such a way, 2 million of us at 7 p.m. left our residences and went on the highway connecting Vilnius with Riga, running further on from Riga to Thattil. We were standing like this, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, shouting, "Red Army, go home. We want to live in a free world." More than 2 million people at the same time formed that like-human chain. Yeah. And it started in Vilnius on top of the castle hill and ended up in Tallinn next to the parliament. You will see that place. So you can imagine what kind of satisfaction, I would say, on our side it used to be. But it took some more years, as I told you, that the Soviet army left only at the end of August of 1992. But the first steps towards independence have been made by us. That's why you see here these footprints. You will see them also in Riga and in Thattil. Yes.
Ma'am, 1 second, let's take a group photo.
Yes, group photo. Yes, please.